Greetings out there in YouTube land. This is Morris Man. As always, I thank you guys for coming to my channel. Another video on the My Thoughts On series. Because I've had some people ask me, share some of your insight on the equipment that you use, why you use it, why you like it. So I'm like, not a problem. And this one here is it is a Turser Jazz Box. I'm not even quite sure what model this is, because that's the only issue I have with Turser. They make so many guitars, and they don't label them as far as the model or what is this. So if you want to go find another one, you got to just literally look for things that you can identify on the one that you had or want. It's like with this, and I stick it up to the camera. The crescent up here is different from some of the other jazz boxes, and I didn't realize that. And I had bought another one, Turser Jazz Box, and I got them like, the crescent's different. It's a different guitar. But even that guitar or those guitars, they feel good to play too. If somebody were to ask me, it's the middle of the night and a fire break out and your family's out of the house and you have to go back and get one guitar, what guitar would that be? Hands down, this one. Hands down, this one. I mean, what can I say about Turser? When I got turned on to them about maybe 15 years ago, I'm like, whoa, these are some really good guitars. And they feel good. Not only look good and sound good, they feel good. Because that becomes so important in a professional musician's setup, as far as, because we play 8, 9, 10 hours a day. We're not just an avid guitar player or enthusiast that pick up his guitar maybe twice a week, play it and put it down after 30 minutes. This thing is in my hands, or these guitars are in my hands every single day. 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15 hours sometimes. So we got to have something that feels good to play. That whole what it looks like is last on my list. What it feels like, what it sounds like, and then what it looks like. When you're a kid, it's what it looks like, what it looks like, what it looks like. And you can thank the marketing for that. But as you get older and then if you become a professional player, you want something that feels good, because when it feels good, you play better. When it feels crappy, you play worse. Nothing but praise for Fender guitars, but the way that they're set up, the tension on the strings, most of them, not all of them, because I have ran across a few that's like, hey, but overall, the tension is real stiff and rigid. And, when you're trying to bend and slur notes, it's kind of hard to do that. But with Turser guitars, whoever designed them, they get it. I mean, they get it. It's like, we're going to give him something that feels good to play. Sounds good, because they all sound good and look good. So it's like you get the complete package. A dolphin green and a Turser guitar would be the same price as a black Strat copy or a red one. But Fender, because they're popular, you're going to pay $300 difference just simply on the color of the paint. It's not even a different type of paint. It's just, okay, we know all y'all want this, so we're going to jack this price up for here. And these are the standard price for the red guitars, the blue guitars, the white guitars, But that whole color issue thing, the church is like, we're not going to get into that nonsense. All of them cost the same, regardless of what color. I got nothing but praise for Turser guitars. I had bought a Ibanez guitar, Jazz Box. It was some garbage. I haven't bought an Ibanez in a while. And I remember my first run-in with Ibanez or introduction, I had put down on the Fender Stratocaster at Guitarston. This was 25 years ago. And every week I would come in and pay down on it. And then, the day came that it's time for me to take my baby home. I was all excited and pumped up. The guy that sold me the guitar sold it to someone else, then lied and said that one of his co-workers must have accidentally sold it, And I was quite pissed, and he talked me into it. Let me put you into this, But and the tone of the Ibanez I love the tone, but I had two of those, the Roadster 2, and both of them had issues with the wiring where, the toggle switch kept going out. And, one time I'm in the middle of a show, the damn toggle switch went out at the bar. The guy from the band that came on after us had to borrow his guitar, And let me just say this, because it has to be said. It's interesting. There's some people, their entire life, they're just shady. And the shit catches up with them at some point in time in their life. The guy that sold me that guitar had been doing that since he was working there. Then he started stealing guitars out of there to the point where they had to have security in the store, to just make sure that no one, potential customers, were not walking out with it because they couldn't figure out who was stealing the guitars. But it was him. And I would chat with other musicians throughout the years, and I would say his name. He was like, yeah, I remember that dude. He sold me a guitar at like 12 at night in the dark alley. And it comes back to haunt you. And I don't wish bad on anybody, but he was involved with this woman who was dealing with cancer. So she had enough on her plate. And she threw him a party, birthday party. And he brought another woman that he was sleeping with to the party. And the woman at that point said, I had enough. She went to her car, got her pistol out the glove box, came back and killed him, shot him. It's like, you don't trample over people's emotions and feelings like that. He didn't even bother to try to sneak and hide this fact. He's like, I'm bringing her. I don't care, But it's so unfortunate. I mean, the moral of that story is treat people in the manner you want to be treated. Spare people heartaches that don't have to have their heart broke. Have a little compassion for somebody that you claim you care about. But enough with that. But the Ibanez guitar, the Jazz Box, it was garbage. I did a review on it. The wood's like, is this real wood? And the action was terrible. The tone wasn't even good. But I paid like $100 extra for that guitar as opposed to this. And I'm like, man, this is real wood. The action on this is great. It's low. I can even take it down lower without buzzing. I'm like, it's cool where it is. It looks great. It feels good to hold, and it sounds great. I'm like, man, I hit pay dirt when I found this Jazz Box because the other Jazz Box is just not even close in comparison. But like I said, the only issue I have with Jay Turser, this is a small one. You don't know what model this is. You got to try to track it down and look at that because that kind of helps you find this particular guitar. But I'm gonna stick it up to the camera. I've had this guitar for about, when did I get this guitar? At least 6 years now. And there's never been issues with the action changing on me, And I put it in a big heavy case, and I have some other guitars I put in big heavy cases, and the action still goes south. The action on this thing has not budged in 6 years. And I can only speculate, it's just pure speculation. For one, the wood, this guitar, the neck on it, this thing is thick. It's a lot of wood here. And that might be one of the reasons, because the strats will always rise on you. But the Jazz Boxes, unless you got it outside in the sun every day for 6 months, the action really don't creep up as much. But when I play this guitar, and I don't play it every day, but I noticed the action hasn't changed. The action hasn't changed at all, So this is, like I told you, if I had only one guitar to run out of here with, it'd be this one. For several reasons. It's just the quality of it. And then it's hard to find. I ran across one of these within 6 years. That's it. And I'm like, well, and I thought about myself, I should buy it. I'm like, no, because I got this one. And this one's been very durable. So I don't need two of these. I just don't need two. And now they probably set you back now a pretty penny because of the thanks to the pandemic and greedy people using the pandemic as an excuse to jack up prices. This guitar now will probably be worth $800, and you have somebody posting it for $800. So there it is. If I can find the model, I'll put it down here. But I will leave a link down there so you guys can hear me play this. And another thing just to mention is about this guitar. There's not too many tones that I can't get on this. I did a lot of Luther Vandross stuff, and the guitar tone on that matches up well. I did some jazzy stuff. It matches up well. I even do some kind of up-tempo stuff that's not jazzy. It covers it well. I mean, this guitar covers all ground. There's not really no guitar tone that I can't get out of this to match up with the record, regardless of what style of music that I'm playing on this. But I'm going to sign off now. This is my J Turser. I love J Turser guitars. Because one man said, I'm sign off after this, I promise. One man said that he said he don't know how they can sell these guitars for this price and the quality. He said, I'm just scratching my head because I'm like, this will match up easy with a Gibson. And some people don't know about that. Well, I've played Gibsons. I've played all those high-end Gibson guitars, and this one will match up toe to toe. And those guitars now like $3,000. The L5s and the other 335s, all of those. And that particular guy, his credentials were impeccable because that guy was taught. I'm about to mess this up, so I ain't even gonna say it. But he was taught by some really legendary guitar players, jazz players. So he knows quality. I'm quite sure he knows quality. But I'm signing off now. Again, this is just my thoughts on this J Turser Jazz Box. Love it, love it. Till next time, take care and thanks for watching.